Today we have a Gehu demonstration. This instrument right here has incredible cultural and historical value in the development of Chinese traditional instrument, because in the mid-century it absorbed a lot of Western symphonic influences. These are quite rare these days, so it's incredible just to be standing next to it. I haven't seen these in like decades. For those in my class, you've had some experiences writing for string quartet, interacting with cellos. So this is, I feel like right now I'm living in a kind of alternative reality here looking at this instrument, because it's similar to the cello, but there's a lot of interesting differences there that you get to learn about today. It's my pleasure to introduce to you Yuxin today, who is our guest artist. He's a producer, he's a multi-instrumentalist, and he's also an instrument designer. And he's active in reviving the Gehu as a solo instrument. In his playing, he bridges traditional and pop music, and he performs regularly on Chinese television, and he'll share some of those clips with you today as well. Before we welcome him, there's just a little clip he'd like me to share with you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm William Wu, and my Chinese name is Wu Yuxin, and it is my pleasure to have all of you over here to listen to my Gehu's demonstration. And we just heard a piece is combined with the Erhu and Gehu. It is a solo one, and at the end, it is playing exactly the same note, the same octave, and the same emotion on two instruments. And right now, I would like to demonstrate the Erhu's family. Like I said, it is a low-pitch version in Erhu's family, the Gehu. So, what is Erhu? First of all, it is a Chinese traditional string instrument. But we do have two strings of it, and tuning in fifths. And the way it vibrates is using the snake skin. So it has a very unique vibration theory. It creates sound from the skin, and the direction of the sound is come from the left, so it's not to the front. And the Gehu is quite similar to Erhu. It is developed from the Erhu's idea, but much more bigger, much bigger. It also have a skin on the side. Although we have a vision from the outside, it's not touched with either with the string or the bridge, but actually it does from the inside. I will show you later. So, before I will share more information today, I'm gonna tell you who I am first. I am Yuxin from Berklee College of Music, and I am the second generation inheritor of Gehu. Thanks a lot for Nathan to introduce me, and I am independent music producer. I also make, repair, rebuild, and design instruments. And I also am a multi-instrument player. And I learned double bass from Zheng Shu and Erhu from Wan Nianfeng. They are the best of the country. So, first of all, I only bring the Gehu here today. I didn't bring the contra Gehu. There is two models of Gehu, the Gehu itself and the contra Gehu. It takes the same place as the cello and double bass in the symphony band, but the Gehu is more specific to the Chinese orchestra. So here is a picture taken from the Hong Kong Chinese Orchestra. We can see over here the bass and cello section are using the Gehu and contra Gehu. So the video we just saw and here is for the Gehu solo, and here I wanted to share a video of how it sounds in an orchestra, like a Gehu session, big session. So you may find out that the Gehu in this video is different from this version. So here comes to the significant models of Gehu over here. There are two main series of Gehu nowadays still exist in the world. The one is Series 58 and the other is Series HKCO. Like HKCO is Hong Kong Chinese Orchestra. And the Series 58 means the Series 1958. Like the first version of Gehu was published in 1958, and this is the first version, so it's called Series 58. So there are some difference between these two models. Like the series 58 we have here is a pure skin vibration version. Every sound comes from this instrument are caused by the skin vibration. And to the Hong Kong version of the Gehu, you can see there is a faceboard in the back in the body, and there is a wood stick inside. So it's also taking the cello's vibrating version. The face and back is still vibrating each other. So it is a combination series of Gehu and cello. It has a tone color between the original Gehu and the cello, and it sounds more like a cello. Personally, no comments, but I prefer the series 58. And the next one is why Gehu, why I'm demonstrating Gehu but not other Chinese low-pitch instrument here today. Since 1950s, there are more than 20 instruments were invented in order to take place of Chinese low-pitch bowing instrument. Most of them are copying cello design, same vibration series as cello, and only appearance changes. Like over here, it's just changing the color, changing a little bit shape, and make a stand over there, and change the head. It's just make no sense of being a traditional or being a unique instrument, and they sound quite similar. So the reason I choose Gehu is the only one developed from the Erhu's family. So what is a symphony orchestra? It is an orchestra combined with different kinds of instruments, like the winds, the percussions, the strings, and so on. So in about 1950, China was eager to follow the steps of the Western world, including the music. So we were doing the symphony band for Chinese instrument at that moment until now. So we are trying to put our traditional instrument into a symphonic way. So we have erhu for our strings, dizi for our flutes, and suona for our winds. And we also have some plucking instruments. That's our unique one. So the only answer for a string family is they develop from the same instrument to create the same session. Like the violas family, we have violin, viola, cello, and bass. So in China's symphony band, the only answer for the low-pitch string instrument is developed from erhu. Like we have the high-pitch version of erhu called gaohu, and middle range hu called zhonghu. Then we have gehu and diyin gehu, contra gehu for the bass range. So here comes to the history of Gehu. Like I just said, it was invented in 1958, but it was inventing in 1950 by Yuxin. It has already have been about 70 years until now. So according to the entire history, it's not so long, but it still has 70 years and also developed from the erhu. So it actually has a much longer history in the music history. So it has been widely used in most Chinese traditional symphony orchestra until 1980s. It's about 80% of the symphony band were using Gehu at that moment, but there are some serious situations of the instrument and the people and the education. It was mostly replaced by cello and double bass since 1980s. So it's a very sad story, and nowadays there are only Hong Kong Chinese Orchestra, National Chinese Orchestra Taiwan, the Tongues Ensemble in Singapore, and there are also 2 soloists in Japan, and then the last one is me. So we do only have these people, and these groups are still using Gehu in the world. It's a completed research. I am 100% sure about the data is accurate. So it's a very sad story. And the next one, I would like to talk about the advantage and disadvantage about the Gehu. It has a very great range, the terrible range. Terrible is good. The Gehu, this version, has a range from C2 to E6. They are using the same tuning as cello, but why I put it so high to E6? Because we do not have a shoulder over here. Like we do have a shoulder for cello over here and have to use some position way to play high notes. But of the Gehu, we can just go straight down and much more easier to play the high notes. So it does have a higher range when we play the high positions. And same as the contra Gehu, it's from E1 to B4. The same tuning as double bass, but depends on different musics, we may have special tunings. And the tone color well matched with Erhu and Zhonghu, like the 2 videos I just showed you before, and I believe if you like it, you better like it, okay? Yep, and I will demonstrate more acoustic research later. And the sound quality is good, and the sound direction in the orchestra is very interesting, because according to this design, you can see the sound direction goes to the left, same as Erhu. It's not like the viols family, it has the F. It has to make the sounds go straight forward. So let me show you. Just imagine there is a symphony orchestra over here, and conductor is standing over here. So the cello and bass, Gehu and contra Gehu usually sit over here in this direction. And the sound direction goes forward straight to the audience. So that's a very lucky coincidence and just great. And especially for the bass instrument, the bass sound doesn't have a very high transform speed, so it is necessary to have a straight direction to the audience. And also, the Gehu has a very unique vibration theory and unique design I will demonstrate furthermore later. And here we are talking about the vibration theory. Like I said, it is using the skin to vibrate. And this is a picture taken from the window inside. As we can see from the outside vision, the snake skin is not touched with the bridge or the string. But how it vibrates? Imagine in this direction, and string is set up over here. There is a metal stick in the middle, in the upper middle. It's touching the instrument's body. And over here, the string is vibrating in this way, like I play with the bow. Vibrating this way, and according to the lever principle, it makes it vibrate over here. And there is an inside bridge, like an umbrella. They are stuck in over here. And when it's vibrating, the inside bridge is transmitted the vibration into the snake skin in this way. So it's a very great design, that the vibration of the skin is parallel to the direction of the string. And also there is a great lever principle over here. Because the point of the metal stick over here is beyond the midpoint. So it is actually gaining an amplification. So if we vibrate for about half millimeters over here, it may vibrate about 2 millimeters here. So it's making the sound louder. And then the skin vibration developed from erhu, yeah, that's it. They are all using the skin vibration theory. And then what is bad for Gehu? That's what is disadvantage or what there are some problems people asked from the internet. These are the main problems I collected from the internet, but most of them are misunderstanding. So I put the question mark in behind. So it is hard to perform. I don't think so. I don't think so. You see the videos and sounds bad. I don't think so. Because why? It's understandable. Because most of the Gehu players in the past, they were cellists. Because we can see they have the similar performing techniques. When cellists give a try on the Gehu, they might feel different because they are actually different instruments, and they have different tone color and different hand feeling, so they get not so familiar with it. So they probably think they sounds bad and hard to perform. So this is understandable, but not true. So expensive, the price. I purchased that instrument. It's not as expensive as my double bass. So it's a normal price because the wood is never been a problem. And the next thing is not so expensive as you may imagine. Because why? We can see that picture. The red line means the erhu's material, and the black circle means the Gehu's material it is using. But actually, if we try to imagine, the erhu is much smaller than the Gehu's material, but actually they are using the same materials in the factory. What does the green line mean? When we make our erhu, we are only using the middle part of the material and cut the green part and throw it away. So we are wasting the skin's material for making erhu, but for Gehu we are using more of it. So actually more environment friendly. But we cannot only using the snake skin. We also have the artificial human-made skins, like a drum set skin. This kind of skin is used by the Hong Kong's Chinese orchestra. Yeah, and the next one, hard to find. It's not hard. No professional education. Yes, it is the main problem caused by today. Because like I just mentioned, there are not so many professional players in the world right now. So we do not have so many professional teachers to teach more students. So we do not have enough students to serve for the orchestra. So that caused nobody to learn and nobody to play, and that's getting worse. That's it. So what I'm doing right now is make more people to like Gehu, to listen to Gehu's demonstration, and thank you all guys to come here today. So the next one is biases. It is a complicated topic. In China, some people may think playing Western instrument or Western blah 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 is much more shui or cool or more downtown than the traditional thing. It's not just I wanted to avoid that because I think it's never been a dilemma to love our own culture and love our own country. But just I wanted to give more patience on our own traditional instrument and make it improve. Yeah. Next one, I would like to share the tone color recorded from the Berklee College of Music studios. And after showing these two videos, I will actually play something on here. So these two videos are the pure original recording, no mixed. First one is the middle range, and second one is the low range. I mean the low pitch. So I like to play a piece called Horse Racing. It's a very traditional and famous piece on erhu, and here's Welcome to Esther Dong. Thank you. So I guess some of you may have a question. Gehu probably sounds like a cello because they have the same technique, vocabulary. But here is an experiment I have made to compare the Gehu with the cello. I would like to do a little bet game with you guys. I'm gonna play two audios. They are both open strings on the A string, recorded both on the Gehu and cello using exactly the same microphone, the same room, the same environment. Everything is the same, just different instrument. And have a guess, which one is Gehu and which one is cello? Here is the first one. And here's the second one. Any comments? Any guesses? Yes, please. Just.
I think the second one is the Gehu.
How about you?
I thought the first one was the Gehu.
How about you?
I thought the first one was the Gehu.
And yes, please.
Second Gehu.
Okay, here comes to the prize. Actually, the second one is the Gehu. So probably, actually, so according to the graph, we can see this is a harmonic series graph and from the EQ of the Gehu and cello. So according to the different ratio between each harmonics, it present, it can very easily have a big effect on the tone color. For example, over here, the first harmonic here of the Gehu is a bit stronger than the cello, and mostly the same on the second. And on the third and the fourth is quite weaker than the cello, but for the fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, it's much stronger. So it makes the tone color different from each other, and makes the Gehu sound more like this than the cello. So it has a richer bass sound, but a weaker high range and a stronger mid range. So it sounds like a Hu. So it sounds like what it is. So this is just a proof of they are sound different. But how can we say that it is more suitable and fitable to the Chinese orchestra? Because it has the same vibration theory, like the skin vibration theory, as the erhu, so the sound they create, the ratio of the harmonic series they create is quite close. So the first one is erhu, and second one is Gehu. The third one is cello. As we can see here, cello has a nearly perfect ratio of the different harmonics. The strongest is the bass, and just less and less. But to the erhu over there, it has a strong bass note. The first harmony is terribly strong, and the second and third harmony is that. But after that, it becomes strong again and less. So that's the tone color of the skin vibration. About the second graph, it's the Gehu. It's showing the same shape, the same ratio, and the same loudness. So according to the graph, the Gehu, the sound created by Gehu is more fit and more suitable to the erhu. So in the orchestra, they are the same. We have the same theory and opinion. The Gehu session will sound more suitable as the erhu session. So Gehu also have its unique performance techniques. The first one is the bow. Like I said, most of the Gehu players in the ancient time, they were cello players. So they are just using the cello bow directly. It is not bad, but it's not for Gehu. And I also designed the Gehu's bow for itself. Let me show you the cello bow first. It's a baroque bow. We can play it just like a cello. And also, we can play like a Hu. Thank you. Thank you. So we also have the what slide? glissando. We also have the very special glissando trills, tremolos techniques for the Gehu, just make it sound like a hu. Because even though there are some instruments are quite similar to each other, but they will have different descriptions and different way to perform. So that's the unique technique for the Gehu. And also we can even hitting the side drums. Like I will have some more videos showing later, including this technique. And we can getting rid of the thumb position in high position. In order to present this thing, I would like to play an original composition composed by Peter Han, and he is here today. And welcome to here, Peter Han.
I'm very happy and lucky to be able to work with Willem and then create this new piece of music for this special instrument. So it's, when I first met the instrument and him, and then he just told me there's literally no repertoire, classical dedicated repertoire for this instrument. So I was like, I'm happy to create one for you. And then I actually have some plan for the instrument for him as well. But this is our first step actually. This piece, I name it Rhapsody, is mean to demonstrate the instrument as itself, demonstrating the tone color, the range, and the techniques that you can do. Not everything is included yet, but it's a good first step, I think. I hope you guys all enjoy it. And it was the world premiere, the last session, but right now it's the second time, I guess. Yeah. So hope you enjoy.
So this piece is showing the slides and trails and the high position without the sun position technique over here. And thanks a lot for Peter. And after that, I will have a lot of videos sharing with you guys. It is unfortunate for you, and I truly apologize for I cannot bring the Contra Gehu to here today because it's way too big to ship it from China. So I will, I'm sorry? Nobody talks? Okay. So I will have many videos include different style of music, different stage of music, different Gehu, and different way I performed. Most of them are my video, and just enjoy, guys. And the first one is the video I played with the bamboo flute. It demonstrates the over 5 octaves range of the contra bass, contra Gehu and the Gehu. Thank you. So this video is just mostly showing the great range of these two instruments. And the next one I'm gonna play is the chamber music. When the Gehu is played in the chamber music, it usually takes the bass part. So this one is the video of I playing contra Gehu in the TV station, and it's just recorded by the phone. And this piece called the Dunhuang. And this video, I arranged the Gehu into a very unique way. Like I combined with the pipas technique, zhongruan technique, like the rolling finger, and the jazz pizzicato, and playing the side drums and bowing. So, thank you. 你想来拉一拉吗？你想来拉一下吗？ Okay. So yeah, here is the modern piece of the chamber music, and I'm gonna show you a traditional piece of chamber music. This is a video recorded in about 1980s at that moment, and I love this. This piece is my favorite. So here are the chamber music I have showed, and I'm gonna share you guys an interesting thing. I have already made this Gehu into an electronic version. So the technique is not the world first, but of the Gehu is the first try. And I put a pickup inside to put it on the wood and take the vibration. And what does that mean? It means it can fit more on the modern stage, and we can do more sounds, experiment on it, like we can do the rock and roll and do a metal thing. And here's, because I cannot bring a big amp to here today, so I'm gonna show you a video that I was playing the underground metal with my friend Harry and the Wu Wei's band, Wu Wei's band in Beijing last summer. And here it is. Oh, sorry. it's just a try and experiment for the electronic Gehu. And talking about the modern stage, I'd like to present you a video that recorded in Berklee last semester. It was a pop song I cooperated with the stage band, and this is just doing the solo. And the next one I'm gonna show you is a video from the New Year ceremony this year, and it was on the Chinese Central Television station. This is a different thing. It is a combination with the pop and EDM electronic music. Yeah.
上海雨声响，浩浩两岸潮。浮沉随浪，直击今朝。年少纵马且长歌，吹起我云穿山河。我有一壶江湖作酒，我有一掌五岳在手，我有一口龙鸣狮吼，心无挂碍，春秋游走。在座的看官。
Okay, that's most of the Gehu part in this video. And there is the last video I want to share with you is I playing the Contra Gehu. This is my first stage experience ever, and like my great memory. And of this piece, I combined so many jazz and modern double bass technique into it to show the flexibility of the Gehu has. So just watch them all, please. Yeah. That's showing the different techniques on the contrabass I have. Thank you. So I forget. This is not the last one. The last one is here. I also composed to Gehu as well. And here is the first and only piece I composed until now. So I use both the contra Gehu and the Gehu in this piece. Not so long, just 1.5 minutes. And on the contra Gehu, I focused on the pizzicato, different pizzicato technique as well over here, and more melody focused on the Gehu.
100秒，倒计时开始。
Thank you. So there probably are everything of I wanted to demonstrate for the videos and academic things. And if you guys have any questions, here's the Q&A session. Yes, please.
I was wondering when the Hong Kong model was made, because I noticed in the traditional chamber quartet, this looked like the Hong Kong model and not the 58.
Yep. So the material of the Series 58 and Series Hong Kong, they are using actually the same wood. And the skin, we are using the original snake skin on the traditional version. But the Hong Kong series, they are using the artificial skins. I mean the man-made. So more synthetic. Sorry, my English. And they have the skin have the quite similar performance, but actually the biggest difference is the shape of the body, and the face wood and back wood, they are also vibrating. But of this series, the wood is not joining the vibration. Yeah, it's pure skin vibrate.
Were they invented at the same time?
No, the HKCO series is made beyond the series 64. So there is also a series 64, but I only showing the significant models over here. So in total, there are about more than 100 models in history, but the only series exists today is these two. Yeah. Yes, please. Yeah, you with the head.
Question: yeah. How does it age? So I think it's like more traditional Western string instruments like the cello. As they age, people say their tone gets more incorporated, and the older cellos suffer more because something about like the loop aging or something. I'm just wondering, how does it go to age? Does it get? Is it like a saxophone that you can't play it after 30 years?
Yeah. So the age of the Erhus family is different. 我知道, I know. So the H series of erhus family is quite different from the violins family. So as we all know, the older violin is the greater. But to the Hus family, we actually vibrate by the skin. So the skin is made by proteins. So they will crash down after like 20 or 30 years, but the wood is always good. So about the age, the new instrument just made, the new Hus instrument just made will sound more bright, much more bright. And as the time going, it will be warmer and darker. And after like 10 to 20 to 30 years, the skin will just crash down. We need to switch a new skin or just put it in the library. Yeah, so for Hus, they have a great performance in about from the 2nd to 15th year. So yeah, that's it. Yes, please, the pink. Yes, thank you.
I was wondering, the solo that you composed at the very end, like what inspirations you took, because it sounded a lot like rock to me, and like I was wondering like what styles you were trying to.
Yes, the final one I shared. Yeah, and it's a combination with the rock and the modern pop. Like if you like, I can play it right here right now. Yes. So I just play without the background music, you know. Thank you. So of this piece, though, the last sentence I play here, it's a perfect fifth melody. So what the purpose of I writing this way is it's so hard to play on cello. Like we cannot, if we're using the sum position, it's very hard. So I wrote for the Gehu. So yeah, to make it different and unique. And also here is the special thought of myself. I'm playing on the different chords, but keeping the same melody on the A. So the melody is always the A and switching the chord. So that means I'm playing the 3 strings at the same time. So very hard. Any further questions? With you, please. You're up first.
I was wondering how you got, because you mentioned that Berklee is not as commonly played anymore. So I was wondering how you got into it. Is it you played bass first and then you learned about the instrument, or did you start?
Yes. I was an original double bass player. I didn't learn cello before, not even single day. I would like to, but yeah, I never find a teacher. So I have learned double bass for about 12 years the professional learning, and learned erhu for about 3 months from the teacher, and then I taught myself. So I have the experience of the double bass and erhu, and that helps me a lot to get into the Gehu. But I just get the Gehu about 1.5 years. So I do only have 1.5 year experience on this, but that's already makes me exceed most of the Gehu players nowadays, because there are too few. There are too few players nowadays. We do not have so many teachers or people are able to give advice on the Gehu. So I am creating more techniques by myself. I'm thinking about what should Gehu be like and what should it have for the future and for the future road. So I'm thinking about it. So I don't think we have to learn everything from the teacher, from others, because everything we have invented for new, we do have the technology inventor. So that's what I'm trying to do. Yes. Yes. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, it's really interesting.
Thank you. Yeah. Yes, please.
Yeah, you said there was like no specific like repertoire like tailored to like the Gehu before.
Yeah.
So like I'm kind of curious how you plan on like, because you're kind of trying to do this like research into the Gehu thing. Like, how do you kind of plan on like making it like more accessible for like education with the Gehu? Like, are there like Gehu etudes and stuff like that? Is that like even a thing that exists right now?
Yes, because the Gehu is a low pitch version erhu, so it's
Yeah. Okay.
yeah. Never mind. Okay, so yeah, because the Gehu is developed from the erhu, it's just a like base version of erhu. So it does not have a lot of repertoire. So the way I'm creating it is just I will try to copy or not copy, just make it have the same developed way as the other erhus or zhonghus. I will compare to other erhus repertoire and musics. Yeah.
Sorry, I just like to chime in. I know you're curious about the repertoire and stuff. Like, I mean, that's the composer's job. So basically, for the plan of the instruments repertoire, I actually plan, like, personally at least, he's commissioning me to do a lot of stuff for the instrument. And then I plan to have chamber stuff written for it, and then eventually I want to have like concerto for the instrument, because that's like a big step for the instrument as a solo instrument. I don't want to say too much about the symphonic side of it, but solo repertoire-wise, I think like we are gonna slowly go towards the direction, and then eventually we're gonna have like concertos for the instrument. And then it's gonna be, the grand stuff at the end when it's, popular and then it's, at the point. But etude is like it's just practice. Etude is just for practice. So I mean, it's actually easier for him to create etude than I do, because he knows the instrument itself better than I do, and then it's more important for him to design the education, the practice for the student. So, that's etude is, so etude is like a different story than the performance repertoire.
Can I ask you another question?
Yeah, yes, please.
Think about the erhu. What is the range of the erhu?
The range of the erhu. Esther, do you wanna demonstrate? Huh? What? 你来吧，你来解释。Like, she's pro of erhu. I'm not pro.
D and about 2.5 octave. And if the professional player maybe can play as 3 octaves, but normally it's a 2.5 octaves.
Could you demonstrate, like play a scale?
The lowest note is D, and I'll play a scale. I think this note is maybe the highest note on the erhu. Yeah.
Yes, please.
Is it possible to play like a chromatic scale and like kind of open it?
Yes. 半音阶上。Yeah. Yes, please.
The string actually passes like on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
Have you like experimented with that sort of bow for the vocals?
Yeah. According to the Gehu's development history, we have tried that model before. Because, can I borrow your arhu, please? The biggest difference between the erhu and Gehu is we do not have a fingerboard on the erhu. So that makes the vibration is not a complete vibration. Like we play a note, and once we stop the bow, the sound stops. We can hear the sound after I stop because we have a big reverb over here. But the vibration is stopped at the same time. It keeps vibrate. So it's very easy to see to see in the pizzicato. It just doesn't create sound. So of the Gehu, because we have a much larger pressure of the string on the bass instrument. So it doesn't support the uncompleted vibration on the bass instrument. So, and also if we put, like in the way you just demonstrate, the skin will have too much power of the bridge, so the skin will be destroyed. So that's the best answer we ever made. So we have tried that before, but it just doesn't work well. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Yes, please.
I had another question, sorry, just off of what you were saying. I was wondering about the bow differences. So you showed the cello bow, like the cello style Baroque bow, and then the actual Baroque bow that you made and went with. I was wondering what the differences like are between the two bows. Like, does the other one enable you to do more things, or like how is it different from?
Yeah. So first of all, of the design, it is a whose bow. Okay, and the reason I'm using both bow right now because I am more familiar with the cello's direction of myself, but I am trying to play it more on the whose bow because it's from the whose family. We need to make them at least looks the same and also plays the same. So what actually difference they made? So usually the whose bow have a much greater length. Compare here, the length is terribly longer. So so in the orchestra, especially for the bass instrument, we have plenty of long notes. Like so for the long notes, we prefer long bows. And also, if we play it fast, the Gehu's bow will have a larger power. I can push it down because according to the bodies, and I can just put my weight of the shoulder, just push it down. And to the cello bow, we are more like it's hand control. It's not shoulder control, although the pros can shoulder control. I can as well, but it's more like a fingering and hand control. And it's easier to have the jumps. So that's probably the difference between these two bows. Yeah.
Would it be easier for a Gehu player to transition to the Gehu?
Yes, definitely. So for the cello players, they are more easier with the cello bow, and for erhu players, they are more easier with erhu bow. So actually, it's optional. Like for the double bass, we have the German bow and French bow. So let's that's okay. Yeah. So yeah, and any yes, please.
When you hit the skin, can you control the pitch?
We can control the tone, but not the pitch, because the pitch is decided by how tight it was glued. Like, yeah. We can control the tone. Yeah. Yes, please.
How much does it cost and where can I get one?
Yeah. So for right now, if you wanna buy one, the only people on the road you can possibly get is me. so yeah. It's not showing off. It's just the truth. Okay. So seriously, it cost about about $3,500 for this one, and probably $1,500 for the controller Gehu. Yeah, $1,500. $1,500. Yeah. It's not cheap, but compared to the professional double bass, it's quite cheap. Yeah. Yeah, because for right now, I am not making the toy instrument like $100 instrument. I won't do that because that will not sound so good. I'm only doing the professional level instrument. So yeah, so we need to compare to other professional level instruments price. Yes.
I have one more question. Okay, if not, can we thank Yuxin again for sharing?
Thank you. Thank you.
If you're in my class, just come by and grab your final grade. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone, for coming today.